Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a brand new Tumbler tutorial series that we are starting today. Over the next 8 days, I'm going to be posting different Valentine's Day themed tutorials for you. I had so much fun making all of these designs and I really hope you all enjoy the videos. This is the first series of many that are coming to my channel this year. I have a whole list of ideas that I'm going to bring to you. You guys love when I do videos back to back to back, so I'm doing that more in 2024. That rhymed. We're going to kick things off with a split peekaboo tumbler design. I had so much fun making this tutorial and I really hope you all enjoy it. As always, if you do, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not already. And of course, let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'll have a full supply list of everything I'm using in the video down below in the description box for you, along with some discount codes if you would like to save a little moolah. Okay, anyway, that's it. I really hope you all enjoy the tutorial. Let's go. For this design, we're going to be using a 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler. Now, this is a sublimation tumbler, so all you need to do to get started working on it with your glitter and epoxy is sand it down just a little bit and then wash it with dish soap and water, and you'll be ready to go right into your design. So essentially, it's like a pre-prepped tumbler. So what I'm going to do first is eyeball about half of my tumbler. This does not need to be perfect. This bottom portion is going to be our peekaboo section, so you can make this as large or as small as you would like. To base paint it, I'm going to use an alcohol ink marker because I'm too impatient to wait for paint to dry. So I took my alcohol ink marker, colored the bottom of my tumbler, and now I'm going in with my epoxy so that we can apply our glitters. I'm using the Flynn Sisters Fast Cure epoxy here, and I've got about maybe 3 milliliters of epoxy, and I'm just going to spread that evenly all over my tumbler. I'm not going to glitter the bottom of the cup because I didn't plan on putting a peekaboo portion down there. If you want to do a peekaboo piece on the bottom of your tumbler, you can just glitter that the same way that you're glittering your cup. So I'm going to do a bunch of different pinkish glitters on my tumbler. I will have them all listed and linked down below in the description box. They're all from Peachy Olive Glitters, and you can use my discount code Mallory10 to save 10% off of your order. What I'm doing here is just layering all of these glitters on top of each other. If you wanted to, you can create a custom mix as well, but I thought it would be fun to just layer them all together. The mix does turn out pretty though. So I took all of that remaining glitter, mixed it together, and now I'm just putting it on the cup again to make sure that I've got every spot full and that we don't have any open or bald spots. So once I've got my glitter on my tumbler, I'm going to roll it in my scrapbook paper to make sure that it is laying flat on the cup. Then I'm going to go through and remove all of my painter's tape and let this sit and dry for about 6 hours. Once the bottom portion is dry, I'm going to glitter the top portion. For this section, I'm going to use Chickalay. This is an Olive's glitter outlet color. You can get Olive's outlet glitters on the Peachy Olive Glitters website as well, so you can order all of your glitter from one place, and my discount code works on those as well. To apply this glitter to the top portion of our cup, I'm going to use my glitter glue from the Crystal Company, but of course you can use whatever adhesive you like. If you want to use the epoxy method again, you absolutely can. Glitter glue is just really easy and quick. So I'm going to cover the entire top half of my tumbler with this glitter, let it dry for a full 2 hours, and then I'm going to go through and separately seal each of these glitter sections so that when we epoxy them, that pink glitter does not move into our white glittered section. After the sealer has dried for at least 2 hours, I'm ready to add my first coat of epoxy. Again, I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Fast Cure epoxy, and I'm going to start by epoxying over the bottom portion of the tumbler. Now, because these are sealed, you really don't have to go section by section. I just did it there to be safe. So I'm applying about 20 to 25 milliliters of the epoxy onto my tumbler for this first coat. I'm going to let this spin for about 4 hours before I go in with a second coat. That second coat is going to be about 20 milliliters, and once that is all cured, we'll be ready to go in and do all of our sanding. So this is what the cup looks like after 2 coats. I'm going to sand this bottom portion down really well because that's where the peekaboo is going to go, and I'm also going to sand down the top rim of the tumbler. You don't need to worry about that top white portion just yet. We're going to apply another coat of epoxy over this before we deal with the top portion, so it'll be super smooth at that point if it's not already at this stage. So for our peekaboo, we're going to do just some simple, cute Valentine's Day hearts. Now this file I will have available on my website. It will come with the stencil section, the offset, and then the outline that you'll put on top of the offset. So I'm just going to put these two sizes of hearts all over the bottom portion of my tumbler, trying to fill up as much space as possible. We're going to use a red glitter for the outside of our peekaboo, so I'm going to paint over my stencil vinyl with some red acrylic paint. Yes, as always, I'm using way too much paint, like 4 times as much paint as you probably need, but I am who I am, I don't know. So I'm going to paint the entire bottom portion of my tumbler with this red paint, and then I'm going to let it sit and dry for probably about an hour. Make sure that it is totally fully dry before we move on to the next step. And remember, please don't use this much paint because that is insane. I colored over my stencil vinyl with a Sharpie to help me find it underneath my glitter, but I'm also going to add some hot glue dots using a low temp glue gun. Just to be on the safe side, I want to make sure I don't have any trouble finding these heart stencils underneath my glitter. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to make them a little more like raised underneath the glitter, if that makes sense. If you're using a super light colored glitter, you don't need to do this step. You'll be able to see those stencils underneath your glitter. But anytime I use a darker colored glitter, or I just want to be on the extra safe side, I add the glue dots. So after that, I was ready to go in with my adhesive. I'm going to be using the Southern Belle glitter foil adhesive for this technique because we're going to do kind of like a tack it method with our glitter. So if you want to use the regular tack it adhesive, you can do that as well. And I'm just going to brush a very thin layer of this adhesive all over this bottom portion of my tumbler. And then I'm going to let it sit and dry for about probably 45 minutes. You can speed up the drying process with your heat gun if you're impatient. You just want to make sure that that foil adhesive is pretty much dry. It'll still be tacky to adhere your glitter, but you want it to be pretty much dry before you add the glitter. You'll know that it's dry if you don't see any of that white cast on there. You can see that my cup just looks kind of shiny, but it's not the white, wet look, if that makes sense. So the glitter we're going to use on the outside of our peekaboo is Sweetie Pie from Peachy Olive Glitters. Now in hindsight, I probably would have used just like a straight red glitter because this gives off like a little bit of a green gold tint. I liked the gold tint, but I don't know if I love the like green hue that it gives off in the shift, but I don't know. It still turned out really cute, but in hindsight, I probably would have used a different glitter for this. So I covered the bottom portion of the cup with the glitter, and then with a gloved hand, I just went in and burnished that glitter down to give us that really, really cool shifty color. Now, before I remove my stencils, I'm going to seal my glitter. This just makes this whole process super easy. So I'm taking my half glitter, half glitter glue mixture, and I'm just going to brush that all over this bottom portion of my tumbler, again with the stencils still on. And then once we've got this brushed on, we can go in and remove all of our stencil vinyl. You want to do this really, really carefully. I'm using my little tweezers here. Use whatever tool you're comfortable with. Just be super careful as you peel all of your stencils up. A little bit of my acrylic paint bled through my stencil vinyl when I painted, so I just went through with a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol and cleaned those spots up. This is another reason I love my Delta Creative Ceram Coat paint because I never have this issue when I use that paint. I used a different brand today and I don't want to ever do that again. So once those were cleaned up, I let my sealer dry for a full 2 hours, and then I added another coat of epoxy to the tumbler. At this point, our cup is pretty smooth and super shiny, so we're ready to go right in with our semi-transparent checkerboard vinyl. This vinyl is from Peachy Olive Glitters. Again, I'll have everything I'm using in the video linked down below in the description box so that you can get anything you need to recreate this design. So for this top portion, we're just going to wrap the top half of the cup in this checkerboard vinyl. And you guys have seen me do this a ton of times. It's the same process every time. So I'm going to cut back a little bit of the backing from the vinyl, and then I'm going to line the straight edge of the vinyl up with the straight edge of the bottom half of our tumbler, and then adhere that little sliver of open adhesive to the tumbler. Make sure everything wraps around as straight as possible, and then I'm going to use my vinyl squeegee or my scraper tool with the felt edge to push the vinyl onto the tumbler. And as I do that, I'm going to push that backing paper away. So once the vinyl is on, we can go in and remove this excess vinyl from the top. I'm going to pull this vinyl as tightly as I can up over the top rim so that we can get a nice crisp clean line up there. If your vinyl that you choose to use is not super flexible, you can always cut your vinyl down so that it fits perfectly within your glittered section and you don't have any excess to cut off. But I always prefer to have a little bit of overhang just in case, and then finish the top rim off really, really nicely that same way. Once we've got that vinyl on, we're going to go right into our decal application. This decal is from the vinyl Cottage, and it says, "Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly," like the song. Now again, in hindsight, I wish I would have added something behind the decal to make it pop a little bit more. It blended into the background a little bit more than I would have liked, but I guess it's okay. I still really like how it turned out. But if you're going to use the same decal on this checkered background, you could do like a bleach spot behind it, or you could create some sort of offset or outline or something to make it pop a little more. Or if you like the look of it, you can just put the decal straight on your vinyl. I added a strip of my champagne gold textured metallic to the middle of the tumbler, and now I'm moving back down to the bottom of the cup to apply the first set of outlines for our peekaboo hearts. Now this is the offset for the stencil that comes with the file. I just cut it out of regular red Oracal 651 vinyl, and I'm applying those to our peekaboo hearts. Once we've got the red offsets on, we can move right into the white outline portions. Now I cut these out of just regular white vinyl, but you can cut them out of obviously whatever color you want. Now these hearts are kind of more of a like sketchy doodle heart, like this outline portion. So you want to use something that is easy to cut and easy to weed, because you've got a lot of little lines that you need to weed out to give it that sketchy look. So you can see there it's got a bunch of little lines, and I'm just going to take these and I'm going to line them up with the red offset that we laid down on the hearts. This is going to give us a really cool layered look. And of course, if you want to skip either of the offset steps, you totally can. If you wanted to just add the white outline, you can, or just the offset, you can. Do whatever you think looks best, do whatever you want. This is your project. You can do literally whatever makes you happy. Once we had all of the outlines and vinyl work done on our tumbler, I added my 2 final coats of epoxy, and that was it. So that's it for this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. That is the kickoff for our 2024 Valentine's Day Tumbler series. I hope you guys are ready for all of the videos I've got coming for you. And let me know what you think of this one down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow for another Valentine's Day tumbler. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye. Channel, and welcome to a brand new Tumbler tutorial series. Tumbler 2. Goodly. Over to the next stage, guys, to share some videos with you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Made by Manny and Mal. You can join my mentorship group at the website on your screen. I'd love to have you in the Elite fam. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not already so you don't miss any of my new videos. And while you're here, here's another video for you to check out. I want to say a huge thank you to my channel members and my Elite fam members. You guys make this channel possible. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.